Now once we understood the Coulomb's law, we need to know what is called as the principle of superposition. We need to understand the principle of superposition. Okay. Now, suppose there are more than one charges. Okay. Let's say we have got 3 charges. We are interested in calculating the net force on Q2 due to these 2 charges put together. Okay. I am interested in finding out the net force on Q2 due to these 2 charges. Then what I am going to do is, the principle of superposition says that to calculate the force on Q2 because of Q1, you can assume as if Q3 is not present. As if Q3 is not present. So first I will assume Q3 is not present. First I will assume Q3 is not present and will find out the force on Q2 because of Q1. Okay. Let's say all 3 charges are positive charge. Then the force on Q2 because of Q1 will be in this direction. Agree? Now, once we found the force on Q2 due to Q1, assuming Q3 is absent, now we will calculate the force on Q2 due to Q3, but now we will assume as if the Q1 is absent. As if the Q1 is absent. Okay? Then the force on Q2 because of Q3 will be in this direction. Agree? The total force on Q2 is nothing but the vector sum of these 2 forces. In other words, we can say that the interaction force between Q1 and Q2 is not affected by the presence of the 3rd charge nearby. Okay. The net force on Q1 definitely depends upon what are the other charges which are present in the vicinity. Okay. But the force of interaction, that is the force applied by Q2 on Q1, is not affected by the presence of other charges in the vicinity. Which essentially means if I have been given a system of n charges, okay, the system of n charges, these n charges need not be point charges, okay, they need not be point charges. Let us say I am interested in finding out the net force on Q1 due to all these charges put together. Then what I am going to do is, I will find the force on Q1 due to Q2 assuming as if the others are absent. Let's say that force is F1 applied by 2. Okay, this is a force on 1 applied by 2. So to find out the net force on Q1 due to all other charges, to find the net force on Q1, first I will find the force on Q1 due to Q2 assuming as if the others are absent. Let's say that force is this much. Okay. Now I will find the force on Q1 due to Q3 assuming as if the other charges are absent. Let's say the force is F13. Okay. Force acting on 1 applied by 3. While calculating the force on 1 due to 3, I will assume all other charges are absent. Now what am I going to do? Now I will assume as if the 4th charge is present, that is Q4 is present. Okay, I am interested in finding out the force on Q1 due to Q4. Then I will assume as if the others are absent, and let's calculate the force on Q1 due to the Q4. It is F14. So in the same fashion, I will calculate the force on 1 due to all the charges which are present here. But whenever I am calculating the force on Q1 due to say Q4, I will assume as if the others are not present. Correct? Simply add all these forces vectorially. What we will get is the net force on Q1 due to all these charges put together. Okay? When all these charges are present, then the net force on Q1 is nothing but the vector sum of the force due to each one of the charge. Okay? So the principle of superposition allows us to find out the force on a charge when there are more than one charges present in the vicinity. All we need to do is find out the force on Q1 due to each one of the charge separately. Okay? Force on Q1 due to the Q2, assuming others are absent, will be in this direction. I am assuming all the charges are positive, that means they will repel. The force on Q1 due to Q3 will be in this direction, and the force on Q1 due to Q4 is in this direction. Force on Q1 due to Q5 is in this direction. Add all these forces vectorially and we get what? The net force on Q1. Okay? Okay? Now we will apply this principle of superposition at least 100 times in the near future. Okay? So you must understand what is the principle of superposition. Now an advice, a suggestion. Okay? This is a homework. You need to write a formal statement of principle of superposition. Okay? Go back, read your NCERT, okay, and write a formal statement of principle of superposition. I have already explained you what is principle of superposition. Okay? So now we will meet in the next video.